Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Darlington Raceway here for the 10th round of the Bubbles Cup Championship, the Royal Purple 200. Here's how the points look heading into this weekend, with Kimi making a huge jump up in the points after a dominant performance last time out at Richmond. He has moved up into second in the points after Kringen missed his second consecutive race. Spring missed the first race last weekend, which marked the first time he's missed one of the races. So that now means that no one has started every race this season after Spring missed that race. He does hold on to his lead by just 85 points ahead of Kimi. Nico and Bubble both close in on the battle between the top three, so we've really got 5 cars now pretty close to that top battle right there. As you see, beautiful field of cars right here, someone respawning their car. We have a full field with us here today at Darlington in for an exciting race, 147 laps. I'm your host, Agent JF, and today I'm by myself. Normally we have a guest, but today there is no one, so it'll be just me up here in the commentary booth today. So we expect to see a lot of people ripping the top here at Darlington. As per usual, a track known for running the top line, as that's the fastest way to get around here, and we're going to see a lot of it from all 15 drivers today. I think a couple drivers I've got my eye on in specific is going to be Beast, the number 88 car. He was pretty strong in qualifying. He's been fast all weekend. I think he's got a good chance to win today. So that's going to be my pick for the race win, although Corey Wilson in that beautiful 24 scheme, he's always a strong pick as well, and Kimi coming off the dominant victory at Richmond. So we know the strategy is going to dictate who is competitive throughout today's race, and we expect it to be a good one in that regard. We know that we're not going to be able to make it very far on these tires. I think it's about 38 laps or so. You can't make it super far. 147 laps, it is close. You want to make it 38 laps, because I think that's the perfect amount to make it on just a couple of stops. But we have green this next time by, so we're going to step aside for a quick word from our sponsor and come back to see the green flag. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Darlington Raceway, and it's a little bit of deja vu. Last weekend we came back to them coming down the pits with the red up on the top, and we see it again here. So they're going to stop at the end of pit lane as we have a bit of a stoppage here on the pace lap. We expected to have green this time, but they've stopped in the pits. I think it might be for a timing board deletion. I'm not entirely sure right now, though. We're going to wait on official word from race control. There it was, so we're hopefully gonna get going again soon here. If you'll excuse us, we're having some technical difficulties here, so we'll try to get you some images back as soon as possible. Trying to get this game updated so that we can race once more. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. As I think we're about ready to start trying again here. Hopefully get everything working once more. There we go. The cars are going again. And here we are. We're back at Darlington, ladies and gentlemen. So we're respawning the cars. Hopefully this should have fixed everything. And hopefully we can get back pacing soon here in a moment. Now that we are, as we're getting lined up, we will go through the starting lineup here in a little bit. Finally back at Darlington. And I would like to welcome very special guests. We managed to get somebody over the break joining me in the booth for today's race. Mr. Brown Moons himself. How are you doing today, Brown?
I'm doing great, man. Darlington is a very rough track. I've been doing some practice laps over the weekend, and these guys are going to struggle a lot here. Consistency is going to definitely be key here at Darlington, and the tire wear is also going to be key. Being able to manage your tires around this rough, abrasive surface is going to be very, very important to winning this race.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful insight there from you, Brown. We know we're going to have some interesting plays with the strategy. I know it's vital to make it those 38 laps. If you can do that, you can just make it 37 laps. I believe it's 3 stops you can make it. If you can do 37 laps each for the 147 lap race. So this is going to be exciting. Three stops if you can make it 37 laps on a set of tires, but it is close making it that far. As we're about to get pacing again, so as we get pacing, I gave my pick earlier in the stream. I think Beast is going to win. Brown, do you have a pick for us?
I'm not too sure right now, but I'm definitely looking at that 24 car. Seemed pretty fast all weekend in his practice sessions, and got a very great lap in qualifying here, so I think he's going to have a chance to win this race.
Alrighty. Well, there you have it from Brown, and I think we might have just gained someone else here as well.
What up?
There he is.
I made it.
Fearless has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a full booth with us tonight. It went from just me, and now we got a full booth, and we are supposed to go green next time. After a long delay, we are finally about to get going racing here for the Royal Purple 200 in the 10th round of the Bubbles Cup Championship, as red flag is back out and we're going back to the pits once more.
Is there lag issues or something? I'm sorry for being late.
All good. It is, it appears to be so. I'm not completely sure what the issue is here. We were under a long delay there for a while, but now we are back in the pits once more. We were hoping that would have fixed it and cleared it up, but stopping at the end of pit lane once again, so. Zed has a skill issue at stopping his car.
Holding into the garage, it looks like.
I know Bubble did claim earlier that if there was too much lag, he might boot the back 3 cars, the last 3 qualifiers. And vitally, that would include your championship leader of spring right now. He qualified second to last there, right at the back. So if he were to be knocked out of this race, I believe Kimi would see that as an opening to take the championship lead this race.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure what was causing the lag, but how many cars are in this field?
We had a full field. I think it was 15 we had lined up here.
Yeah, didn't we have like? I think this is the most we've actually had in a field for once.
Maybe
Actually,
I think we had 15 at Talladega, but that's the super speedway cars, a little bit of a different chassis, different system over there. So obviously this one not quite able to handle the full 15 as of right now.
yeah.
We're gonna keep an eye on the chat here, trying to get rid of some lag, more issues here today. So I think again we're gonna step aside for a little bit until we can get a solution figured out for you. Going back on in like 10 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here at a familiar site, we are back at Darlington Raceway, watching Corey Wilson lead the field around. Hopefully should be green next time, as I have Fearless and Brown up in here in the booth with me. So, guys, what's the word from the officials? Is this our last chance here to get rid of some of the lag?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the final shot here, according to what I saw in Racer Chat. So we're going to see what Bubble thinks of the lag and if we're ready to go or not.
We're certainly going to have to wait and see what Bubble says, as we still see the yellow here. That's a good sign right there.
I do like what I'm seeing right now. I'm not really seeing much lag on my end.
Yeah, I had a tiny bit out of the pits, but it's cleared up, so I think we're good, and I think it was on my end anyway. So we should see green this time here at the line, and finally.
Or not. I think it's going to be next time. I would assume that would be the hope, but either way, if we could go green here, that would be amazing, and we've gotten the signal. Green is this time, so that is some very good news for us.
I meant that as in we would see the green this time message after we cross the line.
Well, you got it, so.
There we go. So it's looking pretty good. We're gonna go double file. I think what the drivers had agreed on with the odd banking here at Darlington was that the inside line would be on the apron, and the outside lane would be on the bottom lane of the track to get double file off of turn 4. Obviously a full field here today with 15 cars. I think we lost one. We might be at 14 now.
Let me do the count. Yeah, we are at 14 cars now. Someone must have left.
Yes, we lost one driver, but we still have a pretty big field. That's 7 rows right there. So we are in for a good one here today.
For sure. Let's just hope they don't wreck on the first lap. Knock on wood.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, take it away for the start.
Ladies and gentlemen, off of turn number 4, we are double file, almost ready to go. And green flag is out here at Darlington for the Royal Purple 200. Through the final corner across the line, Corey Wilson, who is your pole sitter, has led the first lap. We did shorten the race to 110 laps here, so I'm going to try to squeeze it in tonight, as there is a massive pack behind fighting for about 4th place right there.
And I think that was Napa who pushed DJ up the racetrack. They're side-by-side position, and Beast is falling back right now. He's stuck on the outside. Athens made his way through. Here comes Anthony out on the outside, and he finally finds his way in line in the center of 3 and 4, filing right behind Anthony. He drops back to around 6th place, and side-by-side behind the 7th.
That was a rough start there for Beast. He is under fire early. He started around 3rd or 4th, and now he's all the way back to, I think, about 6th right now. And he's got pressure from behind, so a rough start there for Beast.
Can you commentate the next couple laps? I need to delete the poll.
All good. So,
Sorry.
Corey Wilson still leading. Just behind him, it's just Ford 3, who has got a keeping the pressure piled on here. He was the last qualifier, put it up into about 2nd place, and has looked strong early in this race. And now he's going to the inside through turn number 2. Just Ford 3 looking to the inside, but he can't quite get there. And Kimmy's trying to close in on this top 2.
And I made my way back into the booth, and here we go. Anthony side by side with Athen, for that is for 4th place. Anthony on the inside, Athen on the outside, as there's a massive pack in the back I've noticed, but it looks like Athen has a little bit of a run off of turn 4, not quite enough to be clear. As there's some contact further back, looks like they keep it all clean. And they started to single it out now, but I think that's, yeah, Bubbles all the way back there. I don't know what's happened to him, but either way, Blazer is side by side with the forward.
Up front, Corey Wilson hit the wall, and here comes Ford to his outside.
As Beast hit the wall really, really hard also. So he's going to drop back too behind Dim now. In between, that would be Dim and Zed. But good eye right there. Corey Wilson hit the wall off of turn 2, and that allowed Ford to catch up, and we got a battle for the lead if there's another mistake from Corey Wilson.
Here we go. Corey Wilson leads another lap. Ford is close behind, keeping him honest, but hasn't made a real impression after getting alongside a couple times. Corey really struggling on the exit of turn 2, it looks like. That's where Ford seems to be a little bit stronger. Seems to have a better line through there.
Atha just hit the wall really hard off of turn 2, and he just lost 2 positions to DJ and Napa respectively. He is down all the way now to 7th place. And he's going to hit the wall again off of turn 4. Dim and Beast also hit the wall behind him, so we have lots of people struggling here at Darlington Raceway. Really getting that Darlington stripe, it looks like.
Definitely. Turn your attention back up front. Ford is right there on the back of Corey Wilson as he's given a little bit of a bump there in 3 and 4, maybe right on his bumper. Now he's going to the inside off of turn 4, side by side for the lead.
And Ford has the momentum too. It looks like he's going to clear him. New race leader here at Darlington. Just Ford 3 on lap 8 of 110.
That was a textbook move. From
textbook
Ford.
Move, yep.
Perfect.
Definitely a good move. Make it early in the race. Get the lead.
Absolutely. I want to mention the 4th place car right now. Anthony has reeled in Kimmy. He's on pace with the top 2 right now, so he is really putting together some nice few laps and going to try to make his way past the 3rd place car of Kimmy and set his sights on the top 2.
I mean, that would be great if Anthony could pull that off. I'm not entirely sure where he qualified, but either way, it's very nice to see him up here in 4th place, competing for the lead. As I would like to mention, 5th on back is probably at minimum 4 seconds behind the leader. So then it's just a massive pack of cars back behind him. So he's got like one main pack of leaders. And speaking of the devil, Anthony has caught up to Kimmy right on his back bumper. Anthony has better center corner speed. He has to lift when he gets to the inside. I don't know if he's going to have momentum. Doesn't look like he will, but Anthony is there to challenge for a position.
There it is. There's the bumper into turn 1. Anthony's now to the inside of Kimmy, and he's going to try to complete this move down the back straightaway as Kimmy does have the momentum on the top side. Anthony, he's going to keep it there. Look to the inside. He has to back out. Kimmy has cleared it into turn 3. But not
Anthony, for long.
Yeah,
Here comes back. Anthony on the inside as Kimmy had to lift majorly in the center of the corner. But it looks like Kimmy's going to stay out in front. I think Anthony's going to try another move in 1 and 2. He's got to get past Kimmy ASAP. Right, ripping that bottom. Whoa, this is awesome. Anthony's ripping the bottom right here. He's going to be side by side with Kimmy on the turn 2. Kimmy's going to get the momentum, and once again, surges ahead on the straightaway. We've got a good line for both drivers. It's going to be a fierce battle for at least a couple more laps.
That was a perfect exit there from Kimmy off of turn 4. He's going to get a small gap going back into turn 1, which he has needed the last few laps because Anthony has not been afraid to send it up his inside.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You've seen how Anthony just kind of like forces it in there usually, especially in 3 and 4, because Kimmy, I think, is the one that usually breaks first here. Or I should say that Anthony just kind of gets that gap back. But let's see what the gap's going to be here. I think Anthony closed in a little bit in 3 and 4, as Zed claims he has to go, so that will be our first DNF of the race here on lap 14.
I would like to mention that Prime was the one that we had lost in between some of the delays. He did qualify into the race, so I'm not really sure how he'll be scored, if he'll be scored for 15th or not, but we will address that with points with Bubble later. Because right now, the battle is back on for 3rd place. Anthony is right there looking to the inside of Kimmy, and he's going to be there for turn 1.
Yeah, I think that's very good that he managed to stay there. If he could get those momentum in the center of the corner, he has a little bit of a, he has the advantage, but I think Kimmy's, yeah, once again, he surges ahead with the momentum on exit. Kimmy just has a better line with some excellent defense right now. Anthony's got to do some really crazy stuff if he's got to get around him, because I bet Kimmy's going to get around. Oh, not quite. Anthony's going to have an opportunity here at 1 and 2. We're going to see if he's going to be able to pull it off.
That's his chance. He's clear if he wants the top. He's surely going to take it here. Yes, Anthony, the 09 machine has taken away third position from Kimmy, as the top two have pulled well away because of the battle between these two.
And I think Corey Wilson's actually closed in back on Ford. I'm pretty sure Ford had about a good 1 second gap. But that has completely diminished. Now Corey Wilson is about a car length behind him, but this is going to be a very exciting battle for the lead on lap 17. And that, actually, I'd like to ask the question, how's the pit strategy looking today?
Well, we know if you can make it about 37 laps, we're looking at a 2-stop pit window. That's the key number, is 37. At 36, you would only make it to lap 108. You'd be a couple laps short, so you want to make it those 37 laps on the tires. And that's not easy to do, ladies and gentlemen. Your tires are cooked by the end. As you know, Darlington wears down those tires quickly. The same is true here in Bubbles Cup.
So I would bet the strategy call for most of these drivers is probably not to try that strategy, because if those tires get absolutely destroyed in these coming laps, and then they just fall off a cliff, then what's the point of even trying if you're just going to get lapped anyway? And then all of a sudden that momentum is gone, and then you're just fading through the pack while everyone else is just gaining on you like crazy and everything. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see what people are going to be daring to try to do as Ford and Corey Wilson lead the field in lap 19.
I would like to mention, I think Athen also had to leave, so we are down to 13 now, I believe, or is that 12? I think that might be 12.
That would be 12 because Zed had to go earlier.
That's right. So 12 cars left on the track. The last of those right now is Blazer, and just ahead of him, checking in on your championship leader. He's still second to last, and it's not looking great for him this weekend so far. Kimmy, you see him in the wall right there. Kimmy's looking to make up a ton of points on the championship lead right now, as Blazer's super slow on the front straightaway for some reason.
Yeah, you just missed it. The leaders hit the wall. That would be Corey Wilson, who kind of just shoved Ford into the outside wall off of turn 2. Then there was contact between the two. It was nearly a crash. Some of them, one of them almost hit the inside wall on the back straightaway, but Ford still keeps the lead.
Ford
After
keeps
all
the
that
lead.
scuffle.
They both just went past Blazer, who pulled it off into the pits, so that's another DNF. So we're down to 11 cars now, and they are dropping off quickly here. A later race this Sunday night. I don't think everybody's able to stay for the full length. That is why we shortened the race. However, here on lap 21, we've already lost about 4 drivers.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, that was about 4 drivers because Prime left before the race started. We had Zed, we had Blazer, and then I forgot who else left. I think that was Athen. Yeah, that was Athen. So we've lost 4 drivers already. That's almost a third of the field already gone. And there hasn't even been any actual crashes yet. But I would assume within the next 3 laps, there's going to be some pit strategy here. See people maybe come in or something.
Maybe so. I'm not really sure if if anyone's going to try that extra pit stop. We know they can make it at least around 34 laps. So they're gonna try to stretch it to the 38, 37 mark. And I think that might just kind of be the universal strategy here today. With the race being shortened, that might have reduced the overall chance for a more aggressive pit strategy with an extra pit stop. We're not sure though completely.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone's going to be trying to do that strategy. But I'm not sure if anyone's going to really try it. But I would assume the first people to come in, like I was talking about, would probably be within the next 3 to 4 laps at this rate, because you know what they say. I mean, it's just like a specific point in the tire life where it just falls off a cliff and it's just not as fast as it was. It's like half a second fall off, like in 2 laps. It's insane. Either way, the gap between the 2 leaders is about a car length now. Corey Wilson's closed in a little bit for the lead. agent if you want to see what they do in 3 and 4 here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's staying on him. Corey Wilson, Ford has led almost all the laps ever since he took the lead, but Corey Wilson keeping him honest all over his rear bumper right now. I wonder if he's saving just a little bit for the end of the stint when we start to think about green flag pit stops.
Corey Wilson bumps him up the racetrack. He's going to the inside for the lead. I think he has the momentum too. Yes, he does. So I'm assuming in 3 and 4 he will be clear. Yes, he will. New leader Corey Wilson. But for how long as Ford looks on the outside? Using that outside lane, I don't think he'll keep the momentum. 24 car out in front as we cross the line until to get to lap 27.
Great call there. Corey Wilson takes the lead back away after leading early, starting on pole. He lost it to Ford. Now he gets it back, and he's very close to the wall there off of turn 2. But look how much momentum it gives him by being so close to the wall. A phenomenal corner there from Corey Wilson. And he's looking to pull a gap here on Ford.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. I mean, he was very quick at 1 and 2, but Ford is still right on his tails. It's only a couple car lengths still as Ford tries the inside line, and he's all of a sudden right there. If he could keep his momentum up in the corner and not hit the wall, it's going to be close, and he manages to pull it up. But Corey Wilson with the momentum in the back straightaway, he's going to pull away by maybe a couple more car lengths, actually. So definitely the middle lane down to the bottom, the line that Corey Wilson is running is definitely faster than what Ford's trying right now.
Yeah, I really like that line there from Corey Wilson. I mean, just arcing it in, not worrying about hitting the bottom immediately, but getting it in the late apex, the later part of the corner. It allows him to just get a straight shot off the corner and fly down the straightaways.
Oh yeah, you can just tell the difference. You see Corey Wilson really pulling away now from Ford. Ford just doesn't have that line figured out right now as Corey Wilson continues to pull away from Ford. That is the leader right there, pulling away from second place. The gap is now about a second, so definitely faster car right now between the two.
As we are still keeping an eye on the championship leader, he has moved ahead of Lewis in the number 5 car. So I believe he's up into about 10th place now, and he has his sights forward towards Dim, and I believe that is Bubble up there, who is not having a phenomenal race right now, and I believe 8th place.
Yeah, Bubble has not really had good pace really the whole weekend, I would guess. Because he really qualified in the back half of the field as well. He just never had the pace to start with.
As
About
Dim
4/10 off the full
Dim is
time.
pulling down into the pits right here. Is this a scheduled pit stop for the 18 car? I'm not sure yet. We're about to find out.
I believe it is, actually. As I was talking about, if you want to try to do that extra stop, now would be the time to pit here on lap 31, because everyone's tires are probably falling off a cliff, so Dim wants to capitalize and try to do the undercut here and get as much time as he can through the pit cycle, as he makes a clean entry into his pit stall, as you saw a couple seconds ago. So we'll see where he turns out, if anyone else may be pitting here soon, as the sun is down here at Darlington.
That sun is going down. There was a glare on the back straightaway for a while for these drivers, and I think they're pretty much done dealing with that, as that was a scheduled pit stop. So Dim will come out into the pack, a lap down to the entire field, and close to 2 laps down to the leader. That's Corey Wilson right behind him. So you lose a ton of time here on pit lane.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. I mean, that's just how it is pitting with these Cup cars. It takes a while to pit, refuel the car, change tires, and everything. But either way, you'll probably be able to see Dim pull away from Corey Wilson, though. That's just the nature of this track with how fast the tires wear and how much of a difference they make. Because Dim really carries it in the middle of the corner. He's probably going to be 174.5 off exit, as Corey Wilson is 170 off exit, so Dim is definitely pulling away. As Lewis hit the wall in front of Dim, and I think he's making his pit stop. Yes, he is. That would be Lewis coming in to make his scheduled pit stop.
Yeah, definitely an interesting call here from these drivers. I would expect they would have pitted around, if they're doing the extra pit stop, I would have expected them to pit around like 27 or 28. So surprised to see them kind of splitting the two strategies right down the middle. I think for the rest of these drivers, only making it about 2 more laps will be all you need to be able to make it on the 2-stop. And another thing to note, with the shortened race, tire sets isn't really anything to worry about. So all these drivers should have fresh tires in case of a caution at the end, we'll have multiple sets of fresh tires. These drivers are going to be good to push all the way to the end.
I would like to ask the question, how many sets do these guys even get, like 5 or 6?
Yeah, I believe it's 6 sets for a race weekend.
So they should be all good to go in case there's a late race caution, which hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, they'll be ready for it.
Yeah. I mean, Dim is doing an extra pit stop, and he's only going to use 4 out of the 6 sets. He'll have 2 clean sets of tires on the pits after all is said and done, barring a late race caution.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna watch Lewis here. I know he's a couple laps down to Ford right in front of him, but this is a good indicator of the pace difference. Fresh tires.
Oh yeah, look at that. See what I mean there? That's why they're doing this strategy. That undercut is absolutely insane. Just watch him roll the corner here. Look at that.
Ford obviously has the better line, but it does not matter because Lewis has so much more grip. As we've got some pit stops happening. Spring, your championship leader has been in. Corey Wilson, your leader, is in. And we've got more cars coming in behind. I think that's Napa, who is running 5th. A pretty strong race for him so far.
Yeah, so all these drivers are attempting the 2-stop strategy as it is lap 38 out of 110 as Ford crossed the line. So everyone on their designated window here for a 2-stop race for these guys. So we're going to see how they pan out compared to the rest of the drivers as Spring comes out. And here comes Corey Wilson off, and that is Lewis right there. I'm not sure where that pans out. I'm pretty sure Corey Wilson will be behind them.
Corey Wilson is close to lapping Spring and Lewis. Spring and Lewis are fighting for position right now. We're keeping an eye on the pits as Ford is in. Kimmy stayed out another lap. Beast is coming out of the pits, and Anthony is in. So is Bubble and DJ.
Yeah, so everyone else making their pit stop here now. As to the looks of it, I think they all made their clean entries as Ford comes out of pit road here, and you could just see the difference. I mean, that was 1 lap, and Corey Wilson is completely gone now. As he looks to make a move on Spring now, I think that is to lap him. Yes, that is to lap him, it looks like. So Spring is going a lap down from Corey Wilson here. That is your championship leader. That is not a very good run you'd expect from the 37 machine, but that is okay for him, I'm sure. But Kimmy's going to try to capitalize and maybe take the lead in points coming off of Darlington, maybe into the next race.
Yeah, Corey Wilson on the fresher tires now. He's looking pretty good out front. He's got a big gap to Ford behind. And look at the 2 cars in front of him. He's about to pass Lewis and put him a lap down. Then it's Bubble. Bubble's about to go a lap down to our leader here, Corey Wilson.
Yeah, Bubble just never had the pace this weekend. I'm kind of surprised. He's usually very good at racing cars, especially here at dump tracks like Darlington. So this is kind of a shocker to me, but sometimes you just have those bad days. I mean, we both know that. We've raced in IndyCar. We've had those bad days, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. As Corey Wilson's going to look to put his competitor a lap down. Bubble, who's really cemented himself as a championship one of the top people in the championship. You know, he's right up there. He's worked his way back up into 4th. He's just like 50 points off of Karinga in 3rd. He's gonna pass Karinga for sure, but not his strongest showing here tonight. As here he goes, Corey Wilson. He is setting up the move. Can he get it on the exit? Oh, Bubble with a big block there off of turn 2.
That was huge. That was a huge defensive move from Bubble, but I'm sure Corey's gonna get it here in 3 and 4 some way or another. Corey Wilson goes on a lane higher than Bubble. He has the better lane here. Probably goes to show why Bubble's been so slow this weekend. He's never been able to figure out the line, while everyone else might have been able to do that. I think that's the line here. You just kind of got to go start in the middle lane and then curve down to get that extra speed. That's what they've been able to do all weekend, and it shows during the race.
Here he goes. He slices to the inside, but you hear him have to get off the throttle. Bubble's not making it easy here on our leader. He's kind of mirror driving a little bit, trying to go wherever Corey goes, making it tough to pass with the leader right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's making it real tough. So this opens the door for Ford to close in, maybe, if Bubble can hold him up just a little longer.
He's trying Corey Wilson. Oh, he looked to the apron, but he couldn't get his car rotated down there. Bubble's staying ahead right here.
Yeah, Bubble could stay ahead of Corey Wilson. That would be a huge win for him, because then he'll be able to realize what Corey Wilson's line is. Maybe he can replicate it and make sure he actually is one of the front runners come the end of this race if there's a very well timed caution for him.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. He's going to try to also use this to catch up to Dim up ahead. I mean, Bubble's running 9th. Every position counts. He's going to want to try to get up there and pass Dim for 8th.
Yeah.
As the battle between these two rages on, look behind. Ford has gotten past Lewis. The next car on track ahead of Ford is the 24 car of Corey Wilson, still stuck behind the 48 of Bubble.
I think, yeah, he's just not able to get on the outside and just go around him here. He's still being held up by the 48 machine. So that really does, yeah, this has really allowed Ford to close in, because Corey can't even replicate his line without getting held up by the 48 car with all of his blocks and shenanigans like that. But the 48's doing whatever he can. That would be Bubble, who's doing everything he can in his power to stay on the lead lap and keep himself in this race.
Yeah, he's trying. Here comes Corey Wilson. Does he give him a bumper right here? A little bit. Bubble's up the track, but he keeps it out of the wall, and they are still good. And I think
Ford
they are
is
catching up to
significantly closed in.
Ford's catching up to them. They're catching up to Dim. We're about to have 4 cars all converge and all on different battles.
Yeah, I don't really know how. Like, you gotta pass him, you know. Like, you gotta get around the 48 car, and he's just being held up that whole time. And he's gonna get there like really quickly too. You see that gap? It's all gone now because Corey got a massive run. Maybe he'll be able to try something in 3 and 4 with this momentum, but I believe Bubble's going to try to block him on the inside or the middle lane. Yes, he does, but Corey finally bumps him up the racetrack. And I believe that is going to be the thing that does it for Bubble as Corey gets to the inside. Side by side, that would be lapping Bubble, surprisingly, as we've been talking about for laps now, as he finally gets around him.
Yeah, there you go. Bubble's going to be
Bubble
up in the wall there. Yeah, that's going to kill it.
Yeah, in the wall.
He just needs to stay out of the way here to let Ford by. He's going to come back up the track in front of Ford. Is Ford going for it? Yes, he is up the inside. He needs to make quick work of the 48 car, and he does. Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's beautiful stuff. That's really that really allowed him to close in there. Just Bubble's sending it in though. I don't know what he was doing there. I think I might have actually helped Ford a little bit if he doesn't hit the wall here. It was close, but he kept it off the wall.
Wow, that was some great driving there from Ford. He managed to avoid the cheese of Bubble.
Bubble cheeses like almost every weekend like that. It's like, oh no, he passed me. Time to full send it in.
The wrath of the league owner almost came down on Ford, but he stayed ahead, and now he can set his sights on our leader, Corey Wilson. Ford led a big part of the earlier in this race, and Corey Wilson is going to want to get most laps led points. It's worth 5 extra bonus points, and so it'll be worth it for him to try to take those points away from Ford.
I would like to note that Dim just got lapped by Corey Wilson as he's now crossing the line to take lap 52 of 110. So we've almost hit the halfway point already here at Darlington. It's been a smooth ride for everybody since the very beginning. I think it's only been like 20 minutes. It's very incredible stuff from these guys to just get this out of the way so they can all make it to the very end. It's a very late start time and everything.
I do want to take a moment to go back through the field. We see Ford here in second place. Third place is a well ways behind him, but that's Anthony, who got stripped of that. He was so close to a win at Texas, but it didn't come to fruition for him. He's running third, but multiple seconds away from the leader, almost 8 seconds behind. And then even further back from Anthony, I think Kimmy had a rough pit stop. He's in fourth. And he is very far behind. He's about half a lap behind our leaders. And Napa in fifth is closing in on the back of Kimmy here. So we might have a battle for fourth heating up in a few laps. Napa running really good here at Darlington. A little bit lower there in 1 and 2. He's going to try to get there in a few laps. And as I say that, he smacks the wall for turn 2 and loses all his momentum.
Yeah, classic commentator's curse there, but I'm sure Napa will be able to gather it back up and make a charge to Kimmy. That would be for position. They're about a half a lap behind Corey Wilson, your leader, so that really goes to show how skillful this track is compared to most other ovals, because you really don't really see this happening at any other track. That's not like a short track or a road course.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Continuing through the field. 6th is DJ right now in the 28 car. He was really good early on in points, missed a few races, I believe, and now he's fallen back a little bit, but still in contention. Behind him is Beast, who is making a long-awaited return here. Finally back in NASCAR in one of Bubbles' leagues, driving the number 88 machine. And he is the last car on the lead lap, as behind him, you can see it in your picture right there, Corey Wilson is lurking a few seconds back, but gaining rapidly.
yeah, Corey Wilson is definitely way faster than Beast, considering we're only 60 laps in, and Corey Wilson's almost lap Beast now. That would be...
What has happened to Napa here? He's going very slowly on the back straightaway. He's pulling it into the pits, but that was a very slow entry if this is a scheduled pit stop. I don't think it is. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Is he pulling it into the garage?
Yeah, it's not
Yes,
scheduled. He's going to be parking it. So that's another driver that more than likely had to leave because of schedule conflicts for tomorrow.
Yeah, he pulls it into the garage, hits both posts just for good measure, as in the background you see Bubble getting past Dim. So Bubble makes that pass after holding up Corey and Ford for so many laps. He does make it past the driver of the number 18 car.
So that will help Bubble in his pursuit for a championship now. Yeah, so really all the guys that have been the championship contenders really all season have been struggling basically this entire race. It's been a two-man show. That would be Ford and Corey Wilson here.
Yeah, and even then, a few laps ago, the gap was about 1.5 seconds. Now it's up to 2.7. So Corey Wilson really showing a dominant pace here at Darlington, similar to what we saw from Kimi last week out at Richmond.
Yeah. Where is Spring on the racetrack? Let's just check what position he's in. I think he's behind. That would be Lewis. I think that's for a spot. So I think he's like last on the racetrack, actually.
He is. He is running 11th on track, I believe.
That is... Oh, that's not very good for him, you know? Championship leader and all, and he's struggling on one of these he's one of these like skill check tracks. That's like, you know how to find the right line, get all that practice laps. Yeah, he's running 10th, I think, right now. Yeah, he's running 10th on the racetrack. So we have 10 cars left here in this race.
All right, he was elevated a position after Napa had to retire his car, and every car that retires in between Spring and Kimi, that helps his points standings here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dim's making his pit stop right here. So here we go, first scheduled pit stop of the day for the second round.
Right, on lap 62 here, the driver of the number 18 car in the pits. Getting a little bit past halfway here, so he's going to have fresh tires for that last stop, but he has to make an extra pit stop compared to our leaders.
As you see off into the distance is Corey Wilson as lap beast. So that is another car that has gone a lap down, and as Corey Wilson continues to dominate here at Darlington.
And with Beast going a lap down, I think we're down to 5 cars on the lead lap, only the top 5. And DJ is not that far ahead of Corey.
Dim comes out on track in front of Lewis and Spring. So they're looking, yeah, so Dim is going to be ahead of that pack. But now on the fresh tires, I want to see if Dim can make this strategy work. Because if this doesn't work out for him, that's going to be another position that would be for Spring, hopefully for him.
Yeah,
Unless Spring really decides to not be very quick, and then Dim makes it work around at least Spring at the very minimum, so he doesn't get like the worst possible day.
Yeah, that'd be big, because right now the way they are running, the gap between Kimi and Spring has an 85-point lead going into this race. As they run, it is a 54-point lead. So Kimi cutting into it pretty good right here.
That would be huge if Kimi could pull that off. Because it looks like the gap is between first and second is now about 4 seconds.
Looks like Kimmy's having some difficulties getting around that 5 car of Brian. He's been 2 laps down now, and Kimmy's still trying to get by him as you see him up the inside. Very close to the wall for that 5 car. See if Kimmy can pull it off here. Looks like Brian's gonna come back.
It's like, I'm looking at his telemetry right now, and he's like lifting there, and they just made contact with Lewis. I don't know what has happened there. There's like some communication there, but Kimmy just lost a lot of time by lifting on the straightaway for some reason. He might be trying to save tires and stretch it. I think that's what he's doing. But I don't know why you do it when you're literally side by side with a lap car trying to get around them, you know?
Yeah.
And not super
But Kimmy
sure
gets
with-
around Lewis fairly clean. Other than that, sorry, Agent, you
all
can take
good,
it from there.
all good. Not super sure of Kimmy's strategy there. We believe with after the lap he pit on the first time, he should be good. As he's working through lap traffic here, I was going to say a great call from Brown. Catching Kimmy, trying to work around lots of lap traffic. And that's kind of going to be the story of this race. We saw how much time Corey lost. Even though he's clearly the faster car, he was down to 1.5 seconds between him and Ford. Now that's
And I would
5
like
seconds.
to mention, yeah, there's some contact there, but I would like to mention Bubble is in pit road now, so he is, I think, not hitting that 37 lap benchmark, so he's going to be trying that 3-stop strategy as well, which is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure he was one of the cars that opted for that on the first round of pit stops, but he gets out of his stall pretty clean. Let's see where he comes out. I think he's going to be in front of Dim just barely.
It's going to be closer
As I
between
think
these
Lewis,
two.
yeah, Lewis just came into pits and he has received a speeding violation in pit road, so Lewis will be taking a drive-through penalty.
Oh, the battle off of
That
pit
is-
lane. Bubble puts Dim in the fence. Dim is floating above the track. Caution is out. And Bubble gets a reset. Oh, and Dim gets hit by Spring. He's upside down. Is that a
Oh
DNF?
my God!
Oh, and he's still on the track.
Huge
DJ
break.
hits him.
That all changed in a hurry. I was focusing on the pit stops and stuff like that, because Brian, I mean, that would be Lewis who just sped in pit road, and Anthony's gonna hit Bubble here. That's going to be a clip that you're going to want to see for the ages. I don't even know how. I just click back and I see Gibbs was like riding the fence. He's just like stuck.
Bubble was
Like levitating. His car was literally levitating.
I was watching the race on the pit exit. It was close. Bubble was coming up the track, and he was going to take all of the exit away, but Dim was just right there, right on him. And then he climbed the wall. He got stuck like on the safer barrier or like halfway through the fence. Something. Bubble hit him in the wall so hard, he ate the wall. And he was stuck up there until he got smacked by a car behind. I think it was DJ that flipped him upside down. And then as other cars came through and hit him, he ended up right side up again. Somehow, he had no damage through all that, so he's going to be able to continue. With Bubble's the only car with a reset after that tremendous wreck out of turn 2 with the pit exit.
That was a very lucky break from Lewis there, who got that speeding violation on his pit entry like right before the caution came out. So that would have been a huge break for Spring there, but we got to rack them and have a first restart of the day here at Darlington after we have a pit cycle. I think everyone's going to come in here, and they're going to probably have to commit to a strategy. Wait, that would be huge if Dim got lead lap here. If Dim has a lead lap right now, Dim would probably be your race leader after pit stops.
Yeah, I think it will be. What's really going to be interesting, though, is pitting here. We're probably going to see green with like 38 or 37 to go, right on the number we've been looking at this whole time. So this kind of falls right into where they wanted to pit anyways. So I think we expect to see a sprint to the end with pit stops here.
And I'm going to let you and Brown commentate for the next, I think, 5 minutes. I got to go do something real quick. See you guys in a minute.
So Brown, I definitely want to loop you in here. We talked in the pre-race about ripping the top and how that was going to play a part. Bubble obviously wanted the top there, and Dim also wanted it. How do you think we're going to see this this ending play out after pit stops?
There's not a lot of laps to go here in this race. It's about lap 72, I believe. And with these drivers, they are very, very aggressive, and they are willing to do anything to win this race. So with this, I believe this is going to be the last pit stop of the race. So with that being said, these drivers are not gonna give. These drivers are gonna do anything it takes, especially Ford. He's known to be very aggressive, and looks like Bubble's gonna stay out.
Yeah, Bubble
Climb
stays
all
out.
those positions.
I'm surprised to see Dim come into the pits. He had just stayed out, so he's going to now be on the same strategy as everyone else. All the rest of these cars are clean into the box. And now we're about to get our race out.
Looks like Dim had some issues getting in his pit stall there.
It was very close there for second place out of the pits. Anthony exited the pits just behind Ford, as now the car that crashed, Bubble, has moved up into the lead after staying out. But he's going to have rough tires. Actually, he's going to the back here, so Bubble will start at the back. I figured that's what would happen right there. So Bubble will start at the back. Corey Wilson will still be your leader.
Looks like Spring's still on pit road here.
Oh, that is huge for your championship leader. We got green this time. Spring is still in the pits. What has happened to the driver of the number 37? And that your championship leader, as I mentioned.
Not completely sure, but hopefully he can get back on track soon. As we get ready for the green here, as they all double up.
Double file off of turn 4. Spring still in the pits. We're going to pan to the side. Green flag is out as we are going here at Darlington once more. Corey leads from the inside.
A huge push from that Napa to Beast there. Oh, he skids in the wall on the outside though. They're 4 wide coming into the turn. Back straightaway. They still are 4 wide. Bubble gonna give a push to Napa. That's gonna propel forward. That's gonna clear him as he's gonna
Bubble's
try
getting
it.
spun through turn number 3 and 4. Bubble spinning up the track. He saves it. That's incredible. As now they're both hitting into the wall as Blazer has damage. Caution is out. Sorry,
Man,
not Blazer. That's
gonna
Dim in the 18 car.
Man, it was waiting to happen. These guys were just so aggressive on the restarts. Can't believe they were going 4 wide coming off turn 2 there. I'm surprised they held it for that long. But that's very unfortunate for Dim as he's caught up in a crash back to back here.
Unfortunately for Dim, he didn't get damage on the huge incident with Bubble, but he gets damage there. So now Bubble and Dim, the 2 cars that are on their last vehicle, and we are under caution once again. As what is the progress on Spring? He's still in the pits. If he can get going soon, this could save Spring's race. As Dim goes up to Beast, showing some displeasure with the driver of the 88 car. And also running into the back of Napa. Dim just straight up took away 4th place. Is he going to get a penalty? This is going on pretty prolonged. Dim has moved back up into 4th after crashing. And now I think he's going to the back. So
Kind of curious what happened with Napa there, as he was in the garage for a while and he came back. Wonder what the situation was.
Yeah, and
So I am
noticed
back
that.
and I'm on the signal that green is this time. Is there another caution while it was gone or something?
There was. They were 4 wide going into turn 3, and you can guess how that happened.
Yeah, they all crashed, didn't they?
But the big news is Spring still on pit lane. So your championship leader is about to go, I think, 2 or 3 laps down.
As they double up off of 4, they're all kind of like stuck together to each other here. It's like really tightly packed. As we get to the restart zone on the front straightaway, and second, now we are green at Darlington. Restart number 2 on lap 77. Ford gets the jump. He is clear for the lead.
A little bit of contact back there between Dim and Kimmy there. That's gonna shuffle Kimmy back behind the whole entire field here. As you see, a huge send by Beast and number 28. You see Brian is in the wall now. Oh, he's gonna hit the wall again.
Side by side for second place. It's Corey and Beast, 24 in the 88. As the 88 hits the wall, and then Napa almost makes it 3 wide. And Beast is trying to rip the top, and it is not really working for him.
Oh, we got trouble in the back. A couple cars around.
And there goes
Brian.
That's Lewis. That's front end damage. Caution is out. Tough break from the 5 car. I think that is his first and only reset, unless he was one of the cars caught up in that previous crash that I was not here for.
No, you are correct. That was Lewis's first reset there, as we now have Bubble, Dim, and Lewis, the 3 cars who are on their last car. They've already used their 1 reset, so if they get front-end damage again, they will be DNF from this race.
Yeah, as it looks like, it just looks like Bubble just completely walled the 28 car, and then they begin to stack up. And unfortunately, Brian was in the wrong place at the wrong time as he gets collected.
Yeah, I wish I could go back and watch that again, because I thought I saw in the background Lewis was really deep in that corner as well. So I'm not sure if maybe there was a car on the outside, but there was a lot of contact further back in the pack. It's so packed up on these restarts, as we have a few cars coming into the pits.
I think Kimmy's going to lead that pack into pits. It's about 5. Yeah, we got a 50-50 split here in pits. Take it away.
Kimmy into the pits, leading them down. Slightly different strategy here. As we mentioned before, tire sets are of no concern, and I think Kimmy is actually in a really good spot now. He's going to come out in 6th with a clean stop here, and he'll have the freshest tires. So here we go, race off the pit lane. Dim right there. He's going to pass Kimmy in the pits. Kimmy with a bad pit stop. He drops behind. Dim will lead them off and take away 6th spot.
And looks like probably, I would assume, the pit stop sorted out complete this time, as that is the call right there.
There we are.
So we're going to rack them up and try it again. Hopefully actually finish up these last 30 laps of the race. Be good for me. I kind of want to get off for the night here.
As through turn 4,
See
we're going
them
to go.
double them up in turn 4.
Yep, double file once again. I think now is actually a perfect time to go on board with Ford. How about some Plato's perfect pitch on the restart?
Here we go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was only 2 laps, but I got to come back to you. We saw insanity on board with Ford looking back. Corey Wilson ended up in the wall, lost all his spots all the way at the back of the field. Then in turn 3 and 4, Bubble absolutely sent Kimmy up his inside, and now they're fighting down the back straightaway.
Man, they're going to hit the wall here because they have no respect for each other. They haven't had respect for each other for at least a couple races now. But I want to go back on that Corey Wilson point. He's been dominating the entire race, and then on a restart just gets absolutely screwed over by Beast. Kind of gets put in the wall multiple times, and now he's in the very back of the field. So we're going to see with about 27 laps to go if he's going to be able to make his way through the field.
It's got to
be a very frustrating feeling for that number 24 car.
Oh, Bubble sends it in. He has spin
again,
physics.
He just
And he
slams
kept it
into
off of the
Kimmy.
wall, surprisingly, and he passes Kimmy for position. And
All right.
Kimmy just got a massive run. He's going to push Bubble into the corner.
I remember Kimmy's on fresher tires than these other cars around him. He's got a lot of pace in that 21 machine. He wants to get past Bubble and make use of those fresher tires. Now Anthony's going to go by, and Kimmy's dropping back a little bit.
Yeah, Bubble's like, he's just like, I'm going to send it in. I need my positioning. And so he does that, and boom. And he's just letting Ford pull away for the win at this point. You at least want to see Kimmy see if he can pull it off with the fresher tires, but looks like that's not going to be a possibility anymore with now Bubble and Anthony by him right now.
And we saw how tough it was to pass Bubble for Corey earlier. Now Anthony has to deal with the same thing, this time for position. For second place, Anthony all over the back of Bubble. Can he find a way past, though? He can find his way into his rear bumper.
Sending is ridiculous late in this race. As you look at the back of the pack, they're
No, the
just
three
sending
wide, and
everywhere.
Corey Wilson just
He's
got front end
around.
damage.
Oh, multiple cars around. The 28's around. Beast is around. Corey Wilson is still spinning. Huge, huge impact for that 24 car. As you see the championship leader back on track.
Oh, that's a huge break. I don't know if he's going to get his laps back, but he's back on track. Or is he? He might have to go. I think he's pulling into the garage here. Yeah, he is. I think he is at least. Or is he, what was he doing there? He's turning it back around. Oh, he's going to miss the limiter. But he's good to go now, and he's going to continue to run this race. So 37 car back in it after that caution.
Spring now back in the race. We look at the points. We mentioned that as they were running, Kimmy was going to take the gap down to 54 points, I believe. Spring back out on track. That's going to help if he can get a few positions. That could change that gap again. Just like we saw in the first race. Yeah, pits are open.
But yeah, go on with your point.
Yeah, just like we saw in the first race at Daytona, it started to get sloppy. The last few laps over there, we're kind of seeing the same thing here. We still got 23 laps to go. It really started getting bad there with Bubble, I think. We're going to have to see how these drivers play the end of this race, and I think everybody's coming in the pits right here.
Yeah, that would be everyone. And if Spring stays out, I think that's to get his wave around back and get his laps back. That is exactly what he's doing, I believe.
Well, contact at pit road between the 28 car and Napa.
So here we go. Who's out first back there? Dim with a very good stop. He's out ahead of Kimmy, I believe. Ford is out ahead of Anthony, and Anthony just barely ahead of Dim. He holds on to second.
And that was incredible back there. Oh, a little bit of contact there. They were 4 wide coming off pit road there, and I believe Napa got the spot over those 3 cars.
Yeah, and what happened to Bubble in that pit stop? A terrible pit stop for Bubble. He's got a lot of the pack to go through to get back towards the front.
So we'll see if we're going to go green this time. I'm assuming, yep, there it is. Green this time here. Again, we're going to, I think this is restart number 5 now of the day. I think it's number 4, actually. But either way, we had a good, 60-lap run, 70-lap run, and for Pierre, just crashing. But either way, off of turn 4, double file, rest of the field. Green flag is back out. Ford gets the jump. Anthony, not a very good start. And we're back racing here at Darlington.
We've seen it before. Expect to see it here again. Calamity in the first couple of corners, and there it is.
Kimmy, oh my goodness. And there goes all of his track position. And
Kimmy,
Corey Wilson makes it 3 wide for 3rd.
Bubble puts Corey
out of the race.
Bubble just took Corey out, bro.
Out of the race.
Oh, is Napa still has
Oh,
spin
Napa
physics? He
sideways.
saves it. Oh, and
Oh,
then
and
he
now
gets
he's
spun
in
again.
the wall. He saves it. He's gonna tap the wall on the inside.
No,
though.
no, he's not going to tap the wall. He kept it off the wall. That might have just saved Napa's reset right there. But Corey Wilson out of the race after that incident.
It definitely did.
Your
but man,
dominating car throughout the whole event in the first half of the race, and then after a couple restarts, got pushed back to the pack, got wrecked, tried to make his way through the rest of the field, got himself wrecked again, and now he is out of the race with 20 laps to go.
I gotta say, that is completely 100% on Bubble. Bubble just took Corey Wilson out of this race for the second time this year.
Cautions, precautions, as this has been the theme for the last couple laps here. As you see, it looks like Ford has jumped out of his car here on pit road.
Does Ford now have to leave with 19 laps to go after leading most of the second half of this race? After Corey lost it on that restart, these last 10 to 20 laps or so, Ford has led a lot.
Wouldn't you
I
believe?
think Ford does indeed have to go. I think he left the game already.
Yeah, but wouldn't you believe Dim, the car that flipped over and caused this caution cycle to go on, is now in the lead.
It's insane. That's absolutely incredible.
Look at Spring now ahead of Kimmy. He's made his way up into fourth. Some insane storylines that have developed here at the end of this race.
And we still have 19 laps to go.
Here we go then through turn number 4, going double file. We are down to just 9 cars, 4 lanes with a 5th car. That's Napa at the back. Green flag is out once again. 18 to go at the line. Dim leads ahead of Anthony. Bubbles looking to make moves on the inside. There he goes, trying to take away second.
Spring's going to try the crossover, and he bumps him up the racetrack. And there's now contact with the race leader, and they're in the wall.
Spring made contact with
Anthony,
Bubble.
who just barely avoided disaster there, as there's more contact with Napa, but they keep it clean from the looks of it. Somehow, some way, we keep going. With now crossing the line, the 17 laps to go. Dim out in front and Bubble right behind him. And Spring has a massive run. He's going to look to the inside. But Bubble closes the door, and they're right there for the lead.
Lewis sent it in the back, but he can't get the move done. That hurts Spring, and now Kimmy's on his inside.
Now Spring managed to clear him with the run he got off the corner. I don't know how he got that run. I'm pretty sure he was literally making contact with Lewis there off of turn 4. But either way, Dim now out in front of Bubble. I think he's pulling away actually a little bit here. Dim might be the fastest car right now in the field that is not in the hornet's nest. Kind of seen the theme on these restarts. There's like a big hornet's nest of like 5 cars or so, basically for like the entire run until someone eventually gets caught up in a wreck or something.
Yeah.
As Dim is definitely trying the faster line that Corey was doing all race before he got crashed. So he is probably
DJ just walled Kimmy. Now there's a big checkup, and they're going 5 wide down the back straightaway.
And DJ just got damage, I believe. Yeah, he did. Caution is out. So we're going to try it again now with 14 laps to go once they cross the line.
Napa's around again.
This is ridiculous at this point.
Starting to ask myself, will there be an end to this caution period? And we get a green flag finish? Or will we have a green white checkered? a little bit of contact in the back between Brian and DJ. DJ is not happy with that 5 car.
It's interesting there. We were watching the battle. I thought DJ was just tight, holding on the inside.
Did Spring have to go AFK again? I think he did.
That is not a good sign for a championship leader. 13 laps to go. We're going to get pits open this time. We're going to see green flag with 11 to go. Spring needs to get back in the race. There's only a few laps left.
Still sitting on the front stretch.
As pits are open, lots of cars are coming down. The top 2 looks like are staying out right now. Dim stays out, Bubble stays out, the rest of the field is in. Napa leads them down.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you caught that, Brown. Napa hit the little wall that sticks out right there. Go clean out of the pits for Napa. He goes ahead of Kimmy. Kimmy all the way to the back. I think it's close with Lewis for Kimmy. He might get that spot. Napa will lead them off ahead of Beast, Anthony, DJ. And then Lewis, I think, actually gets ahead of Kimmy. It's hard to see, though.
So who won the race off pit road? And Spring is still sitting on the front stretch.
Napa wins the race off pit road there, but the top 2 stayed out. Just 12 laps to go. We'll see 11 to go when it's green. With fresh tires for everyone third and further behind. Now Spring is going again. Are we going to have green this time? I think Bubble was typing it. Yes, he is. Green this time. They're getting double file quickly off of turn number 4. We're about to go green, hopefully for the last time, as green flag is out once again at Darlington. A bad start for Dim. Bubble surges ahead into the lead. 11 to go here.
Dim's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to get past Beast. As he makes contact, he has the advantage here. He might be able to get around him, but what does DJ and Napa have to say about it? They make it 3 wide. Beast is going to clear for second. Does Beast have the pace to catch up to Bubble? Bubble might steal this one. Oh, Beast has the line, though, I think. As they're in the wall again, almost crashed once again.
Remember, Beast has much fresher tires than Bubble. He's got to mount a charge to get up there and try to make the pass. Just 10 laps left to do it.
I think Beast has the line, too. He's going to get there. I think he has the line. You got to put in some clutch laps.
Huge set for Napa in the back, coming into turn 4 on Kimmy.
Oh, Bubble hits the wall!
Here comes Beast!
Oh, he gets hit by Beast!
Him.
Bubble forces him down the track. Where does Dim go?
Here comes Dim for the lead.
Oh, they're gonna crash off of turn 2 right here. Somehow Anthony left him space.
Incredible. Oh, now they're gonna crash right there, though. Oh, they're crashing in the entry of turn 3 here. Oh yeah, there it is.
Somehow still holding it straight.
Oh, they're holding it straight. They're still 3 wide. And now Beast on the fresher tires is in control of this race. He's just got to hope for no caution.
Bubble on older tires, but I think he ran a better line there in 1 and 2. He's gonna try to run him back down. That seems like an almost impossible task, though, with the older tires.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening. You just got to hope that there's no caution if you're Beast at this rate. Yeah, as he is, I think, yeah. He's
and now they're spinning in the back. Anthony.
Oh, there he goes. There's Anthony. Does he get
bring out
damage?
the caution? He has no damage.
Oh, they're
Dim's
spinning
around.
up ahead. Jim saves it. That was incredible.
It looks like Anthony's gonna get it back going. Very unfortunate for him though.
As Beast has not set the most amazing lap times, Bubble's staying close, and Napa's running faster than them both. Now to the inside of Bubble, he's got 6 laps to get there.
Napa, I think, Napa's has a shot at this unless Bubble says otherwise in 3 and 4. Yeah, Napa's way faster, I think. Has Napa won a race in Bubble Speed World?
I don't think so. We've had multiple first-time winners this season. We saw Prime win a race at Talladega. We saw Lewis win a race. Nico won a race.
Well, this is a really good chance to do it if you're Napa. Here we go. The Beast makes a mistake. Napa's within a couple car lengths.
And a few of the really long-time viewers will remember Beast as the Plato's Republic champion. He barely beat Bubble in that amazing championship finale at Homestead. He has made a return here. NASCAR leads. 4 laps to go. Napa's closing in on our leader.
Napa's way faster than me. He's closed in 3/10 that lap. Napa knows how to get it done. It looks like he's there. 4 laps to go. This is gonna be a very clutch performance between the 2 of them. We gotta make sure we don't make mistakes to give it to someone else though. As he bumps Beast up the racetrack, he tried to at least. He shut the door though. Looks like he built himself about a couple car length gap now. That's the gap between Beast and Napa in a 1 with 3 laps to go here in Darlington.
Oh, he's built up a run. Here he goes off of turn number 2. He's got a shot. He's going to go to the outside. Who gives way into turn 3? Side by side, Napa on the outside. Can he roll the top?
We're going to see. I think he might be able to do that. If he doesn't hit the wall, he backs out. I think he tapped the brake a little bit. Beast has the run. 2 laps to go now here at Darlington.
He's going to build up a run one more time off of turn number 2. He's got to get to his inside, I think. He can't really roll the top here in 3 and 4. He was close last time. He sends it on the outside.
He sent it in. He tried it. And now he's going to get the run probably off of turn 4. Here we go. Beast in the lead. Napa right behind him on his bumper. White flag here at Darlington. Into turn 1. Is Napa going to try something? He's trying the middle lane. Does he get a run? He's going to try something. He's bumping up Beast up the racetrack. Who's going to get the momentum?
He's going to have one
so
chance
close.
right here. Into turn 3.
It's going to happen right here in 3 and 4.
The
he bumps
bumper.
off the racetrack. Here we go. Napa's for the lead. It's going to be side by side. Photo finish at the line. Napa's going to get it here at Darlington.
Can you believe it? Napa gets his win here at the Bubbles Cup. The 10th race, Napa wins.
And I think Beast immediately closed the game the second he lost.
Oh, and Bubble just wrecked Kimmy after the finish, but Kimmy's around and he has damage.
And is that a disqualification? Bubble running into everybody after the line.
Emperors are definitely gonna be flying after this one, especially Beast after being bumped out the way in the final corner by Napa, who is the winner of this race here today.
I mean, if I were Beast, I should have been expecting that move. I mean, you know how it is. But Napa wins a nail-biter here at Darlington. What a performance from the 55 car. He was the most clutch today.
That's really what decided it at the end. Craziness in the last few laps. We were green for about 70 laps, and then they could not stay off of each other for the last 40. But Napa gets away with the win here at Darlington. We don't have a lot of time. We might be able to get an interview with your winner if they join soon, but after that, I think we're only going to have time for about one interview before we end. Let's see if we can get him. There he is. Napa, you are officially a race winner in Bubbles Cup. How does it feel, man?
Oh my God, bro! I've been waiting for this moment for so long. Oh my God! I actually thought I wasn't gonna be Beast. Oh my Lord! Man, I love this Napa car. Oh.
Walk me through those last few laps, man. You're racing against the Plato's Republic champion of Beast. He has a lot of experience in these cars, in the NASCARs, and in the middle of the race. You guys were close, but fighting for about 6th place. Tell me what it was like now fighting for the win with those last few laps.
Man, I was just praying that I wouldn't sell and hit the wall and was able to catch Beast, because like I know I'm faster than Beast, but Beast was actually doing really good at the last couple of laps. Earlier the race, I don't know what happened to Beast and me. We just both fell back, but yeah, it feels good to be battling each other.
Absolutely. And then I finally want to ask you, about 11 to go, there's a caution out. You and the rest of the field decide to pit. The top 2 stayed out. Tell me what went through your head when you decided to pit there at the end.
When I came down, I was trusting on my instincts that the leaders would somehow mess up their race, and they kind of did. And then with these new tires, it gave me such an advantage spraying that it actually gave me the advantage to win this, which I actually did. It's pretty cool.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on the win today. Did any of you two have any questions for our winner here?
I do not.
Alrighty, well, I will take that as a done deal here today. Phenomenal job today, Napa. You come away with a win, and best of luck next weekend at Dover.
All right, thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's late. It was a late race. We just crossed over 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Night has descended here at Darlington. We started looking at the sun. Now it is a beautiful full moon up in the sky. And I think that is going to conclude it here for us today. Here for the Royal Purple 200 here at Darlington Raceway. As always, this coverage is brought to you by Builderbrain, the cutting-edge AI study tool. Head over to builderbrain.ai to ace your classes and win back your weekend. And then make sure to tune in next Sunday. Should be 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here with us. Play-Doh's Apex Network on Bubble the Wonder Boys YouTube channel for the 11th round of the Bubbles Cup Championship at Dover International Speedway. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you're there to catch it. And the championship battle will rage on between Kimmy and Spring. It's getting tight. Remember, they are fighting for a trophy. So we'll see you then. Until next time, I bid you all farewell and good night.